me, Paul, aka Urban Icon, and today I will show you how I made this top. I made one about 4 to 5 months ago, and it has been one of the most requested creations that I've done. This particular design had come up pretty organically to me when I was grocery shopping for green vegetables. I feel like designing is really everywhere. I get inspired by me while I'm traveling or hang out with friends. It's just one of those things that I see, just sticks in my head, and I wanted to recreate and use that as sort of my inspiration. And so I'm not exactly going to show you how I made this because it's hard to explain on how to cut certain things or how to create this particular design. I feel like it really just states my personality. What I'm going to show you is sort of the general idea of what kind of fabric, how you could potentially create a design that would be more personal to you if you decide to recreate this. And I just wanted to share with you guys because there are fashion students out there that get some inspiration from Instagram or things that I make. So I hope you guys like it and stay tuned. So these are the materials we'll be using. You will need a mixed felt and wool fabric. I love the texture of this fabric. It reminds me of the neoprene fabric. It has a very stiff texture and it gives a structured silhouette. This is about $10 per yard. You can get it in any Joann store if you live here in the US. Also, you will need a matching thread color to hide the seam. You don't want it to stick out if you're using a different thread color unless you're doing it purposely. But for this particular project, we're just using the closest color that we have to match the fabric. Also, you will need a regular t-shirt. This is just my boyfriend's regular Hanes t-shirt. If you're a small, you probably want to use a medium to a large because you want a bigger structure. That's the style. You need scissors, a marker. This is just a generic machine that I got from Target. It is a Brother sewing machine. I've been using it for the past 3 years. I haven't had any problems with it. It's really just simple, basic sewing machine. It's about $250. If you get a chance, this is a very well trusted sewing machine that I've been using for the past 3 years. I know people always ask, but I don't have one of those $5,000 sergers or anything like that. This is just what it is. I just want to get my designs out. I don't really focus on the actual sewing part of it. So yeah, I mean, to make things happen, you know, if you're just a beginner in terms of trying to learn how to sew, definitely just get one of those simple sewing machine and then you can experiment later on and see if you will want maybe one of those fancy sewing machine. Okay, so for this particular project, I have about 1.5 yards and it's doubled, so it's really huge, and I'm a size small, so this will be our template. We're going to make this sleeveless, so we're gonna fold the sleeves, and then basically you're gonna get this silhouette and you're gonna cut it. I just want to let you know that this is doubled. When I cut it, I'll have 2 of these sides. Leave about 1 inch around it. You'll see how I do it. This is really a nice project for like maybe just like a one-time event, you know, or you just want to practice on designing, and that's what I pretty much do. Then, since I want this to be a little bit of a crop top, so I'm gonna fold it about, maybe this is about 6 to 7 inches, and I'm just gonna cut it halfway. And still leave like an inch, about 1 inch, okay? We want to fold it later and then sew this one so it has a nice edge. You should know your body so you can gauge to where you should be cutting. I just want to show you an example of a tank top that I've done before. So it's very similar. It's very simple. People always ask, how did you do the tank top? Basically, that's how I did it. And I just cut the edges off just for a little bit more design and texture. Basically, the design, it was all just conscious decision that I made. I just cut a bunch of things and made it like symmetrical. And then when I open it up, it's like equal from both sides. And so I just kind of lay it out in a pattern. This is the fun part because you can experiment and kind of create your own design based on your personal liking. I'm recreating this to this. So this is the foundation, this is the front part, and that will be the back side. So take out the one underneath and leave the one in the front, because this is where we're gonna focus, and I'm gonna show you how to create certain designs. So basically I cut about half a yard of the same fabric. We're gonna fold it in half. What we're trying to get here is sort of a symmetrical dimension. Do you guys remember how you make like those art projects like snowflakes? Basically it's going to be the same. This is a really hard part. That's why when people ask me how do I do it, it's kind of like, I don't know, I just kind of go with the flow, and that's the fun of the designing part because you kind of like play around with it. So I'm just gonna show this because it's really no instruction on what design you want it to be, and I really don't know how to explain it, to be honest. Besides, you guys can see how I do it, so you guys get sort of a general idea of how I do things. So for example, now I have this. Basically this is what we have. Basically you can create your own designs by cutting whatever you want. So you can fold it this way, you can fold it this way and just kind of have it there, or like do it this way. So that's how I pretty much create my designs. I'm just gonna basically do it, and then you guys can just see how I kind of create my design. And then basically I'm going to sew this part. Perhaps up to here, I'll sew this also, just to make it more stable. That's how you want to attach it. Less sewing, so it looks more like natural. So do you guys see this part right here? It's basically this one over here.